The logo is black, so it's red and black vibe, very kind of aggressive color combination, but looks amazing. The paint job is not amazing though. Hello, my name is Michał and I'm on Ibbyhead. This channel is a journey to document every Ibanez guitar ever made. And today we have this beautiful blood red SLIPKNOT'S guitar player Mick Thomson signature guitar, MTM1. Early in his career, Mick Thomson played guitar from BC Rich, but since 2004 he's associated with Ibanez. He played a bunch of guitars that were custom shop made. You can see some like green guitar, carbon fiber. There are some LACS that are like S-shaped guitars. But in 2006, Ibanez introduced his like signature model that everybody could buy. And this was this MTM1. Initially in the blood red color, later it was also introduced in the black color. Generally, over his stand with Ibanez, Mick has like 3 generations of his signature guitars. Obviously this is from the first generation, the other one, MTM2, that I already made video about. Cheaper pickup, bolt-on construction in comparison to neck-through, and a few other differences, and you know, was like much more affordable. Also available in different colors. Then we had the second generation from 2011 to circa 2014. Those were introduced together with like Ibanez reinvigorating the X series, and one of the shapes was called Glaive. It was this kind of like starship pointy guitar, and Mick Thomson again got 2 models. MTM100 was like higher end model, and MTM10 that was kind of lower end model. And from 2014 to roughly 16, when he moved to Jackson, we had like 3rd generation of guitars that were kind of like, again, like those. We had the neck-through version that was more expensive, and bolt-on version that was like more affordable. We came back to the OG-shaped guitars. After that, Mick moved to Jackson, and quite recently in 2023 to ESP. So let's look at that MTM1 in beautiful blood red color. With signature guitars, Ibanez is not very consistent, but like MTM is probably Mick Thomson model and 1 is the first. Then, you know, it moved to this kind of like the higher the number the better, so it was like 110. Then it moved again to like 1 and 20, very inconsistent, but basically MTM1 means like Mick Thomson model 1. And the serial number of this guitar is like C0708, and then some other digits, 2134. It's Korean made guitar, C means Chord Factory, 07 is 2007, A08 is August 2134th guitar in that period. For the guitar coming from the Chord Factory, this is pretty high end, like, you know, it has EMG pickups and high quality hardware. It's kind of like more of what we would expect from Japanese guitars. So I guess to just cut the cost of this all amazing hardware, they just moved the production to Korea. The guitar has mahogany body, and because it's a neck-through construction, then you know the mahogany wings are bolted to the maple walnut sandwiched 5-piece neck. And you can see that sandwich going all the way through the body in some angles, and good lighting through the paint job. You can even feel that kind of wave of the 5 pieces of wood. The color is amazing, this like really intense red that is called blood red. There's very little other Ibanez model that has such a intense red color with painted on black binding. And all the hardware is also black. The logo is black, so it's kind of like this red and black vibe, very kind of aggressive color combination, but looks amazing. The paint job is not amazing though. You can kind of see that it was probably like painted with thick layers and didn't dry in a consistent situation, because you can kind of see like kind of wave to this paint jobs. You know, sometimes the binding that's painted on and not real binding is not masked off super nicely and so on. It's a nice guitar, but maybe with not greatest execution of some of the details. And the whole paint job also feels kind of sticky, which is a bummer because the neck is also finished, and playing it just doesn't feel nice. I prefer kind of more like satin feeling necks that, you know, are like Ibanez maple necks, and it just doesn't feel like so. This is probably the worst thing about this guitar, to be honest, because otherwise I really enjoy it. The fretboard is made of rosewood, and I think the binding on the fretboard is actual binding. It has no markers apart from the 7, which is Mick's kind of designation in the band. They were kind of like number, and Mick was number 7. It has small white dots on the side of the fretboard that help you navigate on the fretboard, because otherwise it would be pretty hard. I have mixed feeling about this 7 inlay. It's kind of in your face, but it's also like part what makes this guitar special. Otherwise in construction it's pretty much Ibanez RG. It has 24 frets, 25.5-inch scale, jumbo frets. The fretwork is really nicely done for a Korean guitar, so I guess when they saved on the paint job, they put that work into fretwork and finishing touches. The neck, as I mentioned, is sticky. It's a Wizard 2 profile, so slightly thicker than Wizard, but still kind of like nice flat Ibanez neck. The finish, in my opinion, completely ruins it, but I guess it's also a matter of personal preference. This guitar is stringed up with like Stringjoy 11 to 58 set and tuned to drop C. I think the factory tuning was drop B. When you kind of try to follow how Slipknot tunes their guitars, there's like a lot of conversation. I think they do something weird, like they don't tune to standard A440, they do some kind of offset there, and that's why it's kind of hard to pinpoint what's exactly they're tuning. For a guitar with a fixed bridge, it's kind of weird that it has a locking nut, basically like kind of Floyd patent type of nut. But this is not a regular fixed bridge. It's kind of special. It's called fixed low pro edge, and it's basically base plate that has 3 mounting screws and fine tuners and the saddles that come from the low pro edge bridge. It gives you this effect of like bolted on Floyd Rose type of tremolo, like low pro edge tremolo. So you can like lock it here, so you have double locking, nothing moves. If you need to like adjust tuning, you use micro tuners. Mick plays like very aggressively. He was really insisting on making that solution. He also continued that with Jackson, so I guess he was quite happy with it. This is one of only 3 guitars that sport this bridge. The other ones like JS2000 and RG2520 FE, I think. Later on they moved to kind of like a cheaper solution, which is like fixed edge 3 bridge, because I guess the saddles and basically the whole part of low pro edge, the most advanced Ibanez bridge, things that make that bridge expensive are not that really important in fixed bridge. So I guess just moving into the kind of edge 3 solution was more affordable. And edge 3 also you can find like 8-string versions. So it's kind of cool that this bridge continues also to other things. But this particular bridge only in 3 guitars, and each version of that bridge is slightly different because Joe Satriani has different radius on his fretboard, so it needs to be like differently staggered saddles. And the one in RG series is like chrome. Each of them was a bit different, produced in low series and pretty expensive. I guess this makes this guitar very cool because it's not very common. It looks great, it feels great. It's slightly more cumbersome than regular fixed bridge, but like I don't mind. As I said, it makes this guitar cool. I jump over the headstock, but it's reversed headstock. It has the black logo, it has black binding, again painted on. It looks amazing, very menacing. This particular guitar pick from 2007 sport EMGs. Ibanez put EMGs in first 2 years of production of this guitar. I don't associate Mick Thomson with EMGs. I think I always thought he's like a Blackouts player. So I'm not sure if Ibanez couldn't source Seymour Duncan Blackouts at that time or what was the other reason, but yeah, 2006 and 2007 have EMGs. Then it was like Seymour Duncan Blackouts, and then starting from 2010 his signature pickups Seymour Duncan's Blackouts MT. Installed in frames, which is common for Korean guitars, but those are metal frames, it makes it kinda nicer. Single volume knob, 3-way switch, bridge, middle, neck, middle is both of them. Very simple electronics, nothing to mess about. There is a separate cavity for the 9-volt battery and also jack cavity because it's a barrel jack, so it needs that cavity to help to wire it up. It has the demarcher clip locks installed, just because like I saw it used one in Undertones 3 years ago. Originals were just like regular non-locking strap pins, nothing special. This guitar was sold in Europe without a case, just in a box. In US, it was sold in this beautiful red tolex case with like kind of black details, with like black Ibanez logo and black letters 7 with the same style as here. It's very hard to find separately, but if you have one, I'm interested. This guitar is like in a good player grade condition. Like it's not case queen perfect, there's a lot of scratches, not kind of like deep scratches, just kind of like regular that can be probably buffed out with polishing. Some small like impression in the paint, nothing serious. I generally the paint quality isn't great on this guitar, but it survived the 17 years pretty well. I think as RGs goes, this is very interesting, has like a few interesting aspects. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, there's like button below. If subscribing is your thing, I would really appreciate it. Feel free to check out another video that algorithm suggests to you somewhere here. Thanks for watching, and see you in another episode of documenting every Ibanez guitar ever made. See ya.